Step into the darkness where reality blurs and nightmares come alive. I never imagined that a simple radio signal could herald the beginning of the end for humanity. It started innocently enough, a faint, static-filled transmission picked up by astronomers scanning the depths of space for signs of extraterrestrial life. But as the signal grew stronger and its sinister influence spread, it became clear that we were dealing with something far beyond our comprehension. I was one of the first to hear the signal, a garbled cacophony of strange noises and eerie whispers that seemed to seep into my mind like tendrils of darkness. At first, I dismissed it as nothing more than interference or a glitch in the equipment. But as the days passed, I found myself unable to shake the feeling of unease that had settled over me like a suffocating blanket. It wasn't long before others began to report similar experiences, feelings of dread and paranoia, sudden outbursts of violence and aggression. At first, we tried to rationalize it away, attributing it to stress or the pressures of modern life. But as the incidents became more frequent and more extreme, we knew that something was terribly wrong. It wasn't until the first reports of mass hysteria and widespread violence that we began to realize the true extent of the threat we were facing. People were acting out their darkest impulses, driven by an unseen force that seemed to grip their minds with an iron grip. And as the death toll climbed higher and higher, I knew that we were running out of time. Desperate for answers, I joined a team of scientists and researchers tasked with decoding the mysterious signal and uncovering its origins. We worked around the clock, poring over endless streams of data in search of any clue that could help us understand what we were up against. But the more we delved into the signal, the more elusive it became. It seemed to defy all attempts at analysis, its patterns shifting and morphing like a living thing. And as we struggled to make sense of its alien language, we could feel its influence growing stronger, like a malevolent presence lurking just beyond the edge of our perception. Then, one fateful night, as I sat alone in the lab, poring over the data in a desperate bid for answers, I felt a sudden chill run down my spine. It was as if the very air around me had grown thick with menace, suffocating me with its oppressive weight. And then, without warning, I heard it, a voice, whispering to me from the depths of the void. It spoke in a language I could not understand, its words echoing through my mind like the tolling of a funeral bell. And as I listened, I felt something stirring deep within me, a primal urge that threatened to consume me from within. I tried to resist, to push the voice away and cling to my sanity with all my might. But it was no use, the voice was relentless, its whispers growing louder and more insistent with each passing moment. And as I felt myself slipping further and further into its thrall, I knew that I was lost. In that moment of despair, I saw visions of worlds beyond imagining, alien landscapes bathed in the sickly glow of distant stars, twisted creatures that defied all logic and reason, and a darkness that stretched on for eternity. It was as if I had been granted a glimpse into the very heart of the cosmos, and what I saw there filled me with a terror unlike anything I had ever known. And then, just as suddenly as it had begun, the visions faded away, leaving me alone in the darkness once more. But the echoes of the voice lingered in my mind, a constant reminder of the horrors that lurked just beyond the edge of our reality. I knew then that I could not allow the signal to spread any further, that I had to do whatever it took to stop it before it was too late. And so, with a heavy heart and a sense of dread weighing me down, I made a decision that would change the course of history forever. Gathering what little strength I had left, I set out to destroy the source of the signal once and for all. It was a perilous journey, fraught with danger at every turn, but I knew that I had no choice but to press on. As I ventured deeper into the heart of darkness, I could feel the influence of the signal growing stronger, its tendrils reaching out to ensnare me in their grasp. But I refused to give in, to let the alien intelligence control me like it had so many others. And then, at long last, I found it, the source of the signal, hidden away in a remote corner of the cosmos. It was a massive, pulsating mass of energy, swirling with colors that defied description. And as I approached, I could feel its malevolent presence wash over me like a wave, threatening to engulf me in its darkness. But I stood my ground, steeling myself against the overwhelming tide of fear and despair. And then, with a final surge of determination, I unleashed all of my pent-up rage and frustration upon the source of the signal, striking out with all the force I could muster. And in that moment, the cosmos itself seemed to tremble, as if recoiling from the sheer magnitude of my wrath. The source of the signal shuddered and convulsed, its energy dissipating into the void like smoke on the wind. And as the last echoes of the signal faded away, I knew that I had succeeded, that I had saved humanity from the brink of destruction. But even as I basked in the glow of my victory, I couldn't shake the feeling that the darkness had not been vanquished entirely, that somewhere out there, in the vast expanse of the cosmos, it still lingered, waiting for its chance to strike again.